Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this live podcast by Professor Paul Mwangi Kebicho, PhD, QB, HSC, official, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook page. And I am now coming to my pet subject. So if you're there and you've been waiting for my pet subject, here it is. And just before I move on and I proceed, I once again call upon all of you to subscribe to my social handles, and I would really appreciate my YouTube handle, my TikTok handle, and my Facebook page handle. I really appreciate that. The only way that you can support me. Subscribe. If you're listening for the first time, kindly subscribe and become part of me. You'll be getting what we call notifications anytime I'm live, and this is a place where we discuss matters candidly. And just to give what we call a disclaimer, if please you don't feel comfortable with Kebicho, I kindly request you to not to become part of me, because that is the only safe manner of requesting an individual, because this is not a platform to insult others. This is not a platform to come and, of course, maybe find a way of venting your anger and your disappointments in life. This is what we call a learning platform, where we learn and we share ideas. So your ideas are most welcome. Any idea that you have, you can actually put it on my wall, in whichever wall, be it TikTok, be it YouTube, or be it Facebook. So I want to talk about planning and how liquid, the need to plan and invest your money, and how liquid your investment is. It is evident as I speak to you right now. It is the records are showing from the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics that Kenyans are doing badly in terms of investments. Many Kenyans, they think that buying a piece of land is the only way of actually getting an investment on their list. There are others who think that buying shares alone is enough. Well, you require to ensure it's okay. We appreciate all those forms of investments, but any wise individual desirous of putting his money into a project will always ask himself or herself, number one, what is the return on investment? How fast can I liquidate my investment? Is my investment, is the company giving me the investment regulated? Has it been able to comply with the rules and regulations that governs those kind of investments? And over and above all, are those investments genuine? Are they legit? So when I come to you, I want us to discuss matters to do with what we call planning and investment. And we say planning and investing for the future is essential because it secures financial stability. Outline that, Mr. Collins Gako. That planning and investing for the future is essential because it secures financial stability. So if you are there listening to me and you have got no money, if you are a lady, first of all, I start from that point, and you are relying wholly on a man, you need to ask yourself what I have been asking many people in my various audiences. What if that man was not? What if that man was not there? If you are a man who relies on your wife's income, you need to ask yourself, what if your wife was not there? Because you need to be real. You need to be realistic, because some of us people, we are so fake. We are so fake. I don't know, we are counterfeits in the universe. You may rely on your wife, and one day she may go and find another sweeter. It happens. I'm not giving you things that don't happen. Yeah, we have seen women leaving their marriage. We are not one, not two. I was in corridors of justice. I was actually in Milimani commercial courts when I was doing my law degree. So I'm not talking from what you call a point of ignorance. I'm not actually talking from a point of no idea. I know what I'm talking about. So if you're a woman who is working, you must be very keen with your money. Don't just go giving your husband money, or in the name of being a husband. A husband without form and definition is not a husband. He's only being defined by anatomy and morphology and what we call the biological functionalities, but he's not. Because if you can't be able to manage the resources of the family, you have got no obligation to give him your money, unless he has proven that he can be able to be trusted with that money. And remember, if you need to be very keen, because I have seen some marriages that break and people commit suicide, and others they slide into depression because they trusted their men, yet they had no indicators of being trustworthy. So you need to plan your life. In as much as we are married, we must be married, but we must appreciate the kind of men and women we live with. There's some married couples who are only married by virtue of having gone to a church and they conducted a wedding, which was a one-day drama, and they forgot that wedding is a one-day drama, but marriage life is commitment and companionship. If you are living with somebody who cannot add value to you, you don't have to stay in that slavery forever. You can make up your mind. Don't be confined by what religious leaders are saying.
Sometimes this religious, I'm also a religious person, but I can tell you this without fear or winking of my eye. Professor Simon Thiongo, I know you're a preacher. I know you're actually a theologian, like I do. But I'm not there to confuse my people that I tell them that they continually suffer. Are they in prison? You're not in prison. You must learn to make decisions in life. If your husband is a poor decision maker, you have to make a decision whether to stay with him or to let him go and go where he fits. Because sometimes most of us men who are married today, or most of the women who are married today, they are married to the wrong spouses. And I repeat, without fear of contradiction or without iota of doubt. Some of us people, we live with spouses that we married many years ago, not because they were the ultimate suitors, but it was because we had limited resources. And I have said it in the past, limited resources, limited choices. When you find somebody looking for a hotel where a cup of tea goes at 10 shillings, it is not that he can take a cup of tea which costs 500 shillings, where his ego is being massaged. It is because of what we call limited resources. And because of that, we might have overlooked very key fundamental characteristics and qualities of a partner. And therefore, some of us, we live with partners who can't add any value to us. They are total liability, and they are actually the ones holding you back from excelling in life. And I've seen it. And me, I'll never be a slave to religion. There is nowhere that I have read in the Bible that PCA will be the gateway to God's kingdom. There is nowhere I have read in the Bible where a full gospel will take me to God's kingdom. Nowhere. These are just vehicles, individual vehicles. I can tell you that churches are congregations clearly formed by individuals with different intentions, intents, and purposes. I may not become very popular. I hope, Professor, you have heard what I have said. People are using churches. How many people have been found murdered and buried in graves, shallow graves in Chakahola? Weren't they being taken loud the circles that that particular pastor was telling them about heaven? How do you describe that? Yet they had what we call a very nice name. We have seen pastors who are actually embezzling funds from individuals from what we call unsuspecting Christians or other formations. So me, I don't subscribe. It is up to me. Matters faith personal. It's personal. What I believe in, I have an association because I can't fit in all associations. Like that, like you can't, just like you can't be a member of Jubilee Party, UDA Party, ODM Party. You have to subscribe to a given party. So just like I play golf at Sigona, there are other golf clubs, but I play golf at Sigona by choice. So even where I fellowship is by choice. And I don't necessarily have to follow where I found my parents. That is not part of my DNA. That's not part of my thinking. Whatever made them to make their decisions, where the decisions were theirs, and it was their own decisions. I can make my own decision. And the Bible says, when I was a child, I thought like a child. Now I'm a mature man. You cannot come praying aloud with me. Even when I go to church, I listen to the preacher. If the preacher is not adding any spiritual value to me, I'll walk out. If they say I'm proud, they will not be the judges in heaven anyway. If that is what makes people think I'm proud, continually think like so. And I have no apologies to make for information. I know my God, I know my Bible, and I know how to read the Bible. But I've seen Kenyans all over being tossed in any direction by people actually pretending to be pastors and pretending to be with big titles, bishops and archbishops and what have you. Because in Kenya, you find a family, a husband and a wife, and their children, and have been taken a photograph and put on the wall of a rented premises, Bishop so and so, and the wife becomes someone automatically a reverend. Who said that because Bishop is a reverend, my wife must be a pastor in the first place? Anyway, let me not go in that direction. Our callings are different, but the people that we have in Kenya, they refuse to listen. The voice of I interrogate the status quo. I'll die thinking. I'm an independent thinker. And I do not subscribe to the critical thinking of the masses, because critical thinking of the masses is where what we refer to as imbecile juvenile minds exist. But where real minds meet, ideas sprout. I belong in that caliber, where people use their minds and they think. Planning and investing for the future is essential because it secures financial stability, builds wealth over time, and prepares you for life's uncertainties. Without it, you risk dependency. Please note this. And I don't know. I'm praying to God that God may give our people a revelation. Sasa mimi sijui nitaambia watu vipi. Ati sasa na kwa nini husimamagi kiti kama cha gavana na vile unaweza impact. No, I don't have to be a governor to impact. I think even what I'm doing, Professor Simon Thiongo, I'm impacting on you. If you, I'm not interested in you, I'm interested in you, my brother, my son. He's called my son. My son, I'm interested in you. Don't think about the masses first. Think about your tomorrow. Think about your life. Where are you? Are you comfortable where you are as we speak? Don't think about the masses. There are governors in Kenya. Becoming a governor, you must have. Let me not use those words, but you must be well. You must well be bankrolled. If you know what I mean by bankrolling. Bankrolling means that you must be very liquid. You must spend not less than $250 million, 250 million shillings to become a governor. Do I have that kind of money? I have not stolen. Whatever little I have, it has cost me time, energy, and sweat. So I'm not going to plunge myself into the political space to go and do what those other bad leaders have done, stealing money from the public coffers. I'll never do that. Let me remain the CEO of this office. This is the office where I report and I thank God, and people have trusted me with their money. Where I manage their money, the little I make is enough for me. I'm not going to join that club where people go stealing. That every time you have seen some governors being called by the Senate to go and explain how they misused the public funds. I'm not. I'm going to impact people in their seats that I'm sitting on right now. I thank God when I go to the university, I teach my students, I impact and I share this knowledge with them, and they come out shining. That is my joy. If I'll fight for a seat, I'll make it known. But anyway, thank you very much for your good prayers. I appreciate my son. So I want us to look now briefly because I've given you a few minutes, the solid reasons to plan it. Why should you invest? I was saying this. It pains me, my brother, my sister. I have told you on a number of occasions that you have eyes and you don't see, and that is, please evaluate yourself today with a lot of honesty. Do you know you have eyes, Esekeri W Dongo, and you don't see? Go to your village. Not all of us were born Tao. We were not all of us born Tao. I was born in a village 18 kilometers west of Nyeri town. But I've been telling you in all my podcasts, yes, I was born in a forest, but I'm a professor. You were born in town or in the city, but you're not. You're not even a lawyer. You're not a gospel artist. You're not an author. So don't come telling us stories that you were born in town. We are not interested in where you were born, because there were fools who were born in this town, Nairobi City. There were fools who were born in other cities and they have not impacted their society. So it does not matter where you were born. The bottom line is, have you impacted on the people that you live with, that you interact with? And I think that is what makes me Professor Simon Thiongo to Madam Veronica Dongo. That is what disturbs my mind. So people tell me all manner of things. Like even today, as I was coming from Nyeri, I was being told by some men, why don't you come and fight the Nyeri parliamentary seat? The seat is vacant. And they tell you the seat is vacant as if they have the final say. Those people that you hear telling you that the seat is vacant with a lot of humility, tremendous humility, they tell you just to call you to come, and of course you splash your hard-earned money, because they're not the ones carrying the votes. When you hear somebody saying the seat is empty, you need to ask him, why isn't he not occupying? Why isn't he viewing himself as a lesser leader? If it was as easy as they put it, why aren't they occupying those seats? We have some of us people, we have priorities. We think beyond what other people think, and that's where some of us, we are in the levels we are in today. So we are looking at what we call, and that is what, if that is what people call pride, continually call it pride, and that is Kebicho. I don't compete, I set standards. I'll never lower my bar to come to where you are. It is either you climb to where I am, or you identify the club that you belong to. Mm-hmm. Pride comes before a fall. This man is full of himself. Yes, of course. Wealth creation and growth investing allows your money to grow. I was talking about go to your village. Look at those people who retired. Those people who retired. Look at them. They were working. They were once smart, like Ibicho has dressed. They were once flashy. Today, they are actually a pale shadow of themselves. I have seen several of them. And let me tell you, please, with all due respect to my late mother, Teresa Wangari Kebicho, and my late parents-in-law, my mothers-in-law, with a lot of tremendous respect for them, let me tell you this, my brother, my sister, if the moment children grow and they leave those homes that we call our homes with our children, and you are left, both of you, the husband and the wife, children having disappeared, the love that was there disappears by 75% in many homes. Husbands are more variable when they are paying bills and when they are paying school fees. The value proposition of a husband or a man depreciates with the growth of children, and when the responsibility of paying school fees and of course trying to meet the needs of children is zero, your value goes down. I'm telling you, I am a financial consultant. I hold a PhD, for those who don't know, in business and finance from Jomo Kenyatta University. I am a lawyer with Bachelor of Laws degree and a Master's in International Business Law and in Energy, for those people who want to be told, among other academic accolades. I never argue from a platform of ignorance. Watoto wakimaliza shule mzee, kama hujajipanga, haya masomo ni yako, na unisikize kwa makini. Wakati watoto watakuwa wamekuwa wakumbwa, wametoka nyumbani, muashwe na bibi yako, kama haukuwa umejipanga, mbibi atakuelezea, nimesikia nimezaliwa kule Marekani, nataka kwenda kujiona. Ukitaka kujua kama githeri kimeiva, weka kwa mdomo, zungusha kwa mdomo. Kama huwezi kuizaga, ongeza maji na kuni na uendelee kufanya hivyo mpaka nirudi. Lakini kama mzee uko na mali yako, bibi hawezi akaenda mbali sana na wewe, sababu anaelewa kinagaubaga jambo lolote laweza tokea muda wowote. Unaweza leta bibi mwingine haraka sana kwa nyumba, na kwa hivyo hata tabia ya kukuambia anataka kwenda kujiona ama ile nia ya kutaka kutoka nyumbani haitakuwa. Ukizeeka bila pesa, kaburi itakuwa karibu sana na wewe. Hautakuwa unakula ile chakula daktari amekuelezea ukule, sababu ukizeeka, ile chakula ambayo ulikuwa unakula ukiwa mdogo, daktari atakwambia lazima ibadilishwe, sababu mwili ule, uwezo wa mwili kusaga ile chakula ulikuwa unakula ukiwa kijana haitakuweko. Yale mavazi ambayo ulikuwa unafaa ukiwa kijana barubaru, itahitajika sasa uwe unafaa mavazi maalum. Wale wanaelewa Kiswahili sanifu. Tukuje kwa mambo ya kumuona daktari. Kwa vile nguvu ya mwili itakuwa imefifia, hata ile tunaita kwa Kiingereza immunity, ule uwezo wa kujikinga, ule uwezo wa mwili kujikinga utakuwa umedidimia, na kwa hivyo utakuwa unamuona daktari mara mingi, na kumuona daktari mara mingi ni kusema inahitajika uwe na pesa mfukoni. Na nitawaambia wale wazazi ambao wananitazama saa hii, wale ambao wanafikiria kupeleka watoto wao shuleni ni kuwezeka pesa zao, wewe umepotea njia na huna lamani ya maisha. Nakwambia hivi, wale watoto ambao unafikiria ndio watakuwa na kusaidia siku zako za usoni, watakuwa na shida zao nyingi kushinda zile shida ambazo tuko nazo wakati huu, na kwa hivyo watakuwa wanashughulikia shida zao wakati ule, na usije ukafikiria kana kwamba ni wewe utakuwa mada ya kujadiliwa kila siku. Utakuwa unaona baada ya mwaka mmoja, jameni, utashikwa na hali ya upweke. Na diposa nasema wakati huu, kama unanisikia na uko na masikio, unahitajika uanze kujipanga wakati huu, sababu tunasema usee hula ujana. Na nikuulize maswali ambayo itakusumbua kisho yako saa hii. Kama wewe unanisikia wakati huu na uko na wazazi, na wale wazazi ambao uko nao huwasaidii wewe, na ulisaliwa kama vile ulisaa watoto wako, je, kwa nini unataka kufikiria utakuwa mzazi spesheli ambaye atakuwa anakumbukwa na watoto wake, na wewe wakati wako haukuwakumbuka wazazi wako? Je, huu ni ugwana kweli? Kwa hivyo jambo nataka kuweka kukuelezea kinagaubaga hapa ni ya kwamba uanze kujipanga wakati huu. Nakwambia, na hili ni jambo nimerudia mara kadhaa, kuna watu ambao hawasikii la mwathini wala mteka maji msikitini, na sikio la kufa halisikii dawa. Na wahenga pia wakasema, na waku wa walevi, nyani haoni kudule. Lakini ukistaajabu ya Musa utaona ya Firauni. Nimekuelezea mara mingi sana, uweke pesa zako pahali, ili wakati utapanda mti wakati huu uko na nguvu, na wakati wa uzee wako utapata kivuli kutoka kwa ule mti. Sisemi kupanda ule mti wa kawaida, natumia tu mfano tu. Kupanda mti wakati huu ni kumaanisha ya kwamba invest your money today, put your money somewhere today, so that in your twilight years, that investment you'll make today will come in handy. And the money has a very simple mantra: save me today, I'll save you tomorrow. Squander me today, I'll squander you tomorrow. You have a choice. When it comes to matters investment, it is your choice. If you choose not to invest, you're not investing for Kebicho. When you went to school and the teacher took a lot of time telling you, Maida study hard, Wajiko study hard, Karis Jogoma study hard, you thought you were studying for the teacher. Now you are in. You are in for it now. Now you know. You are being told to do the assignment and you ignored. Now you keep neglecting. I wish I know. I wish I knew. I wish I knew. I wish I knew. It exactly tells us the kind of an ignorant individual you were, who could not be able to see, to foresee what life entailed. So you need to invest your money. For wealth creation, I'm saying solid reasons to plan and invest. Wealth creation and growth investing allows your money to grow through compounding, even small. Listen to this, because many Kenyans they say they will start saving when they have made a billion shillings, my friend, or 100 million or 1 million. If you can't manage scarcity, you can't manage abundance. You are there. You have been listening to me for the last 4 years. Now, for instance, this company called Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited has been there now for 4 years and a number of days. Those people who listened to me keenly and they acted, they'll be receiving their dividends on 16th of January 2026 at 15.9. Where will you be yourself? What is your value proposition right now? What is it? Now, the year is coming to an end. What have you done from January? Now, we are in November. We have only 1 month to December. And I have repeatedly said that some of us people, Madam Roslyn Waidera, we have nothing. We have nothing in our accounts. As a matter of fact, we have Tara, we have Branch, we have Forisa, we have Emergency, we have normal loan, we have abnormal loan, we have Fred's loan, we have all types of loans, not adding value to ourselves, but continually degrading our financial position. If you look at your net worth, how much are you worth now? So even small, consistent investments can accumulate into significant wealth over time. No wonder, and we say, haba na haba kujasa kibamba. But majority of you, you are just hearers, but not doers. You don't do. I can tell you that authoritatively. I'm one person who understands. I have done what we call research. I've collected data, sometimes using what we call the convenience sampling method, sometimes using taking what we call a sampling method, which we refer to as stratified, sometimes using what we call the random sampling. And I can tell you, majority of even some of you listening to me, Madam Roslyn Waidera, you've just been listening, a good listener, a very active listener, but a very poor decision maker. So even we are saying that even small consistent investments can accumulate into significant wealth over time. And that is where wahenga walisema haba na haba hujaza kibaba. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. And Rome was not built in a day. So why are you cheating? Why are you lying to yourself that you'll become free? You'll be financially independent, yet you are doing nothing. The Bible says we shall know them by their fruits. Financial security and independence planning ensures you won't solely depend on salaries. And I have said this, and I'm quoting a man called Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. Rich dad, poor dad. The poorest of them all is the one who relies on one source of income. If you only wait for the salary, and I told you the acronym salary. Salary means struggling in anguish, laboring, awaiting retirement yields. That's what we call salary. And let me tell you, unless God opens a door for you, if all what you rely on is salary, you'll retire a very miserable character. And I repeat, the amount of money any employer gives you is only enough to take you for those 30 days. And I'll speak from a point of experience, most of the people who earn salary, they take loans to educate their children. And those loans, you can't pay them within a month unless you've taken what we call salary advance or salary in advance. So if you take a loan, it will eat your 4 years to repay a normal loan. So if you're at 36, by the time you're clearing 40 years, that is when the loan will be over. Now, as you clear this loan, your other child is joining school, you take another loan for 4 years. At 44, you clear the second loan. Now, by the time you're clearing this second loan at 44, the one who cleared university is going for masters. You take another loan of 3 years or 4 years. At 50 years, you're still taking loans. Now, the one who was actually joining school, after this one has completed masters, is now proceeding on to do another degree. 56, you have no money. You have only built a house, if God will be good to you, you have bought a plot 50 by 100, put up a small house, and educated your children. So when you retire, you'll be at the mercy of what we call the retirement package. If the full salary that you have, if you look at the formula the government uses to pay you in terms of pension, I will not even give you the formula because it will make you form it. If when you were earning the full salary with the benefits was not enough, what makes you think the amount of money will be paid based on basic will be enough for you when you retire? Unless something is wrong with you. But ensures you don't rely solely on your salary. It gives you control over your financial destiny and reduces vulnerability to economic downturns. Think about it, Bwana Collins Kako. Retirement readiness without investments, retirement can mean financial struggle. Let me talk about this. When you retire, I have seen men when they retire at 60, they are employed like as washermen. Think about it. When you're supposed to be enjoying the warmth of your wife at night, you are a washman with that very weak healthy system. You're working as a washerman. You used to work in a given office. Now you're sleeping outside the car because you never listened. You had the time. Information was freely provided. I remind people, information is power, but wisdom is liberty. It is what you do with the information provided that defines your destiny. Financial decision is personal. Don't go asking somebody. If possible, ask a financial expert like a bishop. Ask me. I'm a financial coach. And for those who have listened to me for the last 33 years, they have been able to make what we call, they have a reason to smile. It's up to you to make your decision. If you don't want to join an investment club, it's all choices have consequences. Think about a 65-year-old man becoming a washerman at night. Think about a 70-year-old man still trying to go and do some very dirty jobs, and yet he had the time to invest. And I'm going to give you a very simple example. I like using this example. Assuming that you can only afford 200 shillings per day. If you save 200 shillings per day, within 30 days, that is 6,000. Within 10 years, multiplied by 10 years, that is 720,000 shillings. By only saving 200 shillings per day. If you come to Kebisho's place and we pay you at 15.92%, you can imagine you'll be having 114,624 shillings out of the little 200 shillings that you saved. If you divided this money by 12, you have a cool 9,552. You have money to eat and to pay some bills. But you can't do that. Kwani tulilogwa na nani Mungu wangu? Mungu wangu wa mbinguni. Kwani nani aliloga hawa Wakenya wengine ambao hawasikii? Tunawaelezea jameni, old age is coming and there is nothing as ugly as being old without money. I'm not going to be there on that. I've got 5 minutes. So retirement readiness without investments, retirement can mean financial struggle. A well-planned portfolio ensures you maintain your lifestyle and dignity after your working years. When should you go visiting your daughters and sons who started their working career 3-4 years ago? You become a nuisance to them. Vincent Kehara, it pains me. I know this topic may not be very popular because I'm telling you, I'm trying to touch a low nerve where some of us have failed miserably. Matters finances are personal. Protection against inflation. Savings alone lose value over time due to inflation. So investments like assets, stocks, bonds, or real estate help preserve and grow purchasing power. So how are you beating inflation without investing? The only thing that can help you strengthen your financial power and stability is by investing so that you can be able to overcome those economic shocks that are what we call extraneous, things that you have no control over. Oh my goodness. Preparedness for emergency. Life is unpredictable. Men and women listening to me, are you there? You need to have SHA. You need to have a medical scheme. Anything can happen. Oh my goodness. If you know the kind of harabes, I have got a full list of harabes on medical appeal. So please have a medical scheme. Have SHA. It is better that people hear you had SHA, which has not honored that payment, but you had it. At least people will see that you're a reasonable person, a person who thinks beyond his nose or her nose. So preparedness for emergency. I'm telling you solid reasons to plan and invest. Now, life is unpredictable. If you have a husband and you have not been thinking beyond your husband, if your husband dies, you'll be in for it. Wanaume watakuchezea. Wanakuambia wewe ni mrembo. Unakaa nini? Nitakufanyia. Unapashikwa mimba ingine. tabu juu ya tabu. Na kwa vile haukuwa umejizoesha kutafuta pesa, utakuwa na wakati mgumu sana. Even if your husband is there, learn how to make money. Even if your wife is there and working and being paid handsomely, learn how to make money. There comes, I normally remind people, you better have an umbrella that you don't require than to require an umbrella that you don't require. You better have an umbrella that you don't require than to require an umbrella that you don't have. Hebu tafakari hayo. Preparedness for emergencies. Life is unpredictable. Medical bills, job loss, or family needs can arise suddenly. Planning and investing create a cushion to handle crisis without delaying long-term goals. How do you buy a 10 million car and you drive it on a third-party insurance? You are completely out of order. How do you build a house worth 70 million shillings and you don't insure it against fire and even what we call unforeseen eventualities? You are actually a perfect example of somebody who has refused to face the reality. I'll not explain more. Achieving life goals, whether it is buying a house, funding education, or starting a business, investments provide the capital needed to turn aspirations to reality. You cannot just be saying, I'll start a business. You don't start a business with roof farbo talking. You need to start doing something. Because even the ocean that you see was once a small lake. It is because of the continued flow of water, it eventually became an ocean. So if you want to achieve that particular goal, remember, no pain, no gain. You must go through pain to gain. Now think of investing as planting seeds today for tomorrow's harvest. Yeah, that's what I told you. Think of investing as planting seeds today for tomorrow's harvest. Without investing, the same savings would stagnate, barely keeping up with what we call inflation. If you are interested in knowing more about investments, kindly don't hesitate, talk to me. You can call me on 0722 633 021. That's my office, that's my personal number. I normally prefer you texting me as opposed to calling because sometimes I'm hardly going a number of issues. So kindly text me on 0722 633 021. You can also call our office on 0116 13 13 13. 0116 13 13 13. Or you can also reach us on 0713 534 65. Or alternatively, you can call us on 0753 855 243. I repeat my number again. Somebody is requesting for my number. My personal number is, and this number is only professional based. It's not for issues to do with, Kibisho, I find you to be a good person. You are a very proud man. I'm not interested in I'm not giving you the number to define my adjectives. I'm giving you the number in case you want to talk about matters investment only. My number is 0722 633 021. 0722 633 021. The office line, because you can book an appointment for what we call financial coaching or mentorship coaching, or what we refer, we can do a lot of consultancies or even matters legal. 0713 530 465. And thank you very much for those giving me gifts. I appreciate. Thank you very much for the likes. At least getting 8,000 likes is not a mean feat. I really appreciate all those who have given me likes. I'll be recognizing some of you. And you can also reach us on our office line 0753 855 243. 855 243. And remember also, anytime you go to the supermarket, kindly remember to buy products from Genomics Quality Products. Genomics Quality Products, they have wonderful products ranging from but not limited to Gandia Bites. They have what we call nice peanuts. They have what we call nice crisps. They have what we call nice popcorns. Please remember to buy goods from this company called Genomics Quality Products. If you want to join a circle also, you can call me. I can direct you to the fastest moving circle, which is called All In Circle. And once you call me on the numbers provided, I'll guide you how to become a member of All In Circle, one of the fastest growing circles with 50 years track record. A circle which was licensed as the first one in the whole of East and Central Africa to be a deposit-taking circle, and a circle that pays dividends in the month of January when people are financially cash strapped, and a circle whose loan stand allowed time is less than 24 hours. Should you want to know more about All In Circle, call me on 0722 633 021. Thank you very much. May God bless you. Allow me to recognize a few individuals. I want to recognize Josiah Mathenge. Well put, sir. Investment is the way to go. Thank you so much, Mr. Josiah Mathenge. I might have met you. I might not have met you, but I thank God for you. Vincent Kihala, well put, sir. I'm glad I joined. Oh, thank you very much, Vincent Kehara. I salute you. Rosaline Waithera, louder the day to day, ma. I don't know. Okay. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what you mean by that. That is that statement, unless louder the day to ma. Rauda, oh, Rauda that day, Todoma. Okay, I know. You put you ought to have written the spelling of the Lauda is what has taken me off guard. Lauda should be Louder, Lauda. Now, the Lauda that you're talking about is going to loud the circles. Yeah, I know you start guided. But remember, you are the next in the next government. Okay, Karis Jogona tells me that I'll be in the next government. If God decides so, who am I to refuse? I'll still serve the government of Kenya if I'm given that position with a lot of commitment and dedication. Theoretical factual, but practically ill. So that is Boro Johnny. That is your opinion. We have no problem with you. Continually propagate your philosophy. We are men and women of integrity. We take people's opinions as they come. Mwangi Mwangi, thank you very much, Mwangi Mwangi. Wow, very inspiring. Ezekiel W. Dongo maintains extremely true, dear brother in Christ Jesus. Then Professor Simon Thiongo from Washington, D.C. Dr. Kebisho, it is always a blessing to hear you. Your great insights. Following you, your podcast and applying the lessons is the most paramount thing an individual can achieve. Keep up the fire burning. Thank you so much, because you're also part of us in terms of Quest Pinnacle Investment Ventures Limited with your family members. I salute Professor. May God bless you. And I remember I'm the one who motivated you to write a book, and now you're doing your fourth book. I have not forgotten that. Susan Ostergaard, thank you for the advice. Thank you very much. Ezekiel Kibe, thanks, Kevicho. I'm in Qatar. Ezekiel Kibe, you need to be part of Quest Pinnacle. So let me go to Collins Gako had mentioned you. Allow me to also to come to this. These are my friends from TikTok, and they're telling me that is oozing wisdom. Thank you very much. That is Joxin. Then we have what you call Wisdom Nuggets by Eunice Kuria. Thank you so much. Niko na issue kubwa na tubo walai. Okay. Sasa mnasikia tunaongea mambo ya investment na mimi sio daktari wa kutibu wagonjwa, lakini ananiambia naumwa na tubo. Ningemwambiaje? Sisemi kitu. Thank you so much, Kevin. Thank you very much, Josephine. Thank you very much. Dance 473, informative. That is Hilary Mwangi. Thank you so much. Didn't complete the heart. Me, okay. I don't know. That's somebody patron. Then we have Udwise. Thank you very much. We have got somebody called the name. Some people Jackson. Thank you very much. Joxe. Thank you so much again. I think there are quite a number of. There are many. I appreciate this because of time. It's approaching 7. True. Hata tithe sio a Christianity way of giving. True. Hata tithe. Somebody commenting on tithe. Thank you very much for na kwa nini usimamagi? Okay, hiyo nilikuwa nimeona governor. Thank you for the gifts. I really appreciate. And I want to thank all of you once again, watching me from wherever you are. You are wonderful people. The Dinego Masharia, I closely follow and listen. I do not just want you to listen to me. Most people tell me that they listen to me and they don't even comment, side chat to me and tell me what it is that they're doing. So I can give the professional opinion. Please make sure that I move on to the next level now. Apart from listening, act. You know, there's a difference. I have been telling people, most of us Kenyans, we like entering into the ocean of good intentions, but we forget to plunge ourselves into the ocean of commitment. So it is commitment that yields results. It is through going pain that you gain. And the Bible says utafuna ulishopanda. So kama wewe kazi yako ni kunisikiliza tu na hakuna kitu unafanya, hakuna tofauti na nyumba ambayo imejengwa, imefanywa wiring lakini hakuna stima. Kweli ni kwamba hawana stima. Hata kama wiring imefanywa, magari bado wako kwa giza. Tokeni kwa giza, twende hii safari pamoja. May God bless you, wonderful men and women. Have a good night. Those within the East African time zone, have a good day. Good morning to those in other time zones. I love you all. May God bless you. Thank you so much. Keenly watching and listening. Keep the fire burning. I always see you as a source of inspiration. Thank you, Bwana Collins Gako. Nashukuru sana. Alamsiki hadi wakati mwingine. Shalom. Thank you very much. I'm now bringing all my channels into close because time is far much gone. And I think I'm now done. Thank you very much. Do have a good time. Na ndio hiyo nimefunga sasa.